Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Sunday, January 31, 2021. BBC report. Somalia al-Shabab militants attack hotel in Mogadishu. Al-Shabab said it was behind the attack at the Afrik hotel, which began with a car bomb on Sunday afternoon. It is not yet confirmed how many casualties there are, but police said many people had been rescued. The group, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, regularly carries out attacks against the government. A car hit the hotel's front entrance and detonated before gunmen stormed the building, according to officials and others at the scene.
Deutsche Welle report. Film festival for one. Swedish nurse wins ticket to isolated island cinema. Swedish nurse Lisa Enroth was selected from more than 12,000 applicants to have a private screening of this year's Göteborg Film Festival. For the next week, Enroth will watch film after film on the remote island of Pater Noster in what festival organizers have dubbed the isolated cinema. The film buff will stay by herself at a former lighthouse that has been turned into a boutique hotel with enough food to last the week.
Al Jazeera report. At least 13 killed in car bombs shooting in Syria's north. At least 12 people have been killed and 29 wounded in 2 car bomb blasts in northwestern Syria, according to rescue workers and media reporters. The successive explosions on Sunday took place in the town of Azaz and another village some 50 kilometers 30 miles away, both areas held by Syrian rebel fighters allied with Turkey. Turkey and the allied Syrian fighters control large parts of northern Syria, and are at odds with government troops and Kurdish-led forces, who are considered terrorists by Ankara.
CNN report. IKEA bought 11,000 acres of forest in Georgia to protect it from development. An investment group of Swedish retail giant IKEA has acquired forest land in southeast Georgia to protect the land and its diverse ecosystems from development. Want more inspiring, positive news? Sign up for The Good Stuff, a newsletter for the good in life. It will brighten your inbox every Saturday morning. The Inca Group, which owns and operates most IKEA stores, purchased 10,840 acres of land near the Altamaha River Basin, the company announced on January 14.
CNN report. They were unjust to me, says teenager freed after blasphemy sentence quashed in Nigeria. Omar Farouk had an argument last year with a colleague that would change his life. Insults were exchanged in the heat of the moment, he admits, but Farouk, a teenager, thought nothing of the exchange until he was summoned to the police station and charged with blasphemy against God. When word got out about the nature of his arrest, an angry mob descended on Farouk's family home, forcing his mother to flee to a neighboring village, his lawyer said.
Fox report. 21 FDNY firefighters injured while battling NYC blaze. Nearly 24 New York City firefighters were hospitalized Saturday after battling a fierce fire in a Harlem apartment building. The blaze erupted on the first floor of the 6-story building at West 115th Street, near Morningside Park, around 7:30 a.m., and spread to the second floor, the FDNY said. Flames shot out of the windows as 39 units and 200 fire and EMS personnel braved frigid temps battling the 4-alarm blaze, the FDNY said.
CNN report. Women's rights are being trampled. Editor's note. The people photographed and interviewed by CNN did so on the condition that they are only identified by their first names to preserve their anonymity. Warsaw, Poland. The protesters who marched through the Polish capital's icy streets on Friday night had a clear message for the government over its imposition this week of a near-total ban on abortions. We will stand up for women's rights.
Al Jazeera report. UK. Centenarian fundraiser Captain Tom hospitalized with COVID. Centenarian Captain Tom Moore, who captivated the British public in the early days of the coronavirus pandemic with his fundraising efforts, has been admitted to hospital after testing positive for COVID-19, according to his daughter. The British World War II veteran caught the public's imagination in April, just before his 100th birthday, when he was filmed doing laps with the help of a walking frame around his garden in the village of Marston Moretane, north of London.
BBC report. COVID. Thousands attend Israel funeral for Orthodox Rabbi. Rabbi Meshulam Dovid Soloveitchik, 99, died on Sunday following months of ill health after contracting COVID-19. The country is currently under a third national lockdown, but police did not intervene to disperse the crowd. The scene sparked backlash from Deputy Prime Minister Benny Gantz ahead of a vote to extend lockdown rules. We will not agree to the continuation of an ineffective fake lockdown. Either everyone is locked down, or everyone opens. The days of indulgence are over.
Deutsche Welle report. Russia. More than 4,500 arrested as Alexei Navalny supporters defy protest ban, says Monitor. Thousands of people turned out in cities across Russia on Sunday to demand the release of detained opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Police have, so far, detained more than 4,500 demonstrators, according to monitoring group OVD-Info. Some 1,450 were rounded up in Moscow alone, including Navalny's wife, Yulia Navalnaya, the Kremlin critic's allies said on social media. She was also detained during last weekend's protests.
CNN report. An autographed Tom Brady rookie card got auctioned for $555,988. A Tom Brady rookie football card signed by the superstar quarterback has been auctioned on eBay for $555,988. The rare 2000 playoff contenders card shows Brady with the NFL's New England Patriots and is rated as a PSA Gem Mint 10, which means it's in virtually perfect condition. The card, listed by PWCC Market, was purchased by a private bidder on eBay for $555,988, plus $8 shipping. The sale happened January 25, a day after Brady, now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, beat the Green Bay Packers and clinched a spot in the Super Bowl for a record 10th time.
Al Jazeera report. Biden's removal of the 1776 Commission report as not enough. As with many other acts of his administration, former U.S. President Donald Trump broke the mold by answering the radical right's call for whitewashing American history and establishing the 1776 Commission. Its declared purpose was to enable a rising generation to understand the history and principles of the founding of the United States in 1776 and to strive to form a more perfect union. The reference to 1776 here points to an ominous recasting of history.
Fox report. Utah skier buried after triggering avalanche in backcountry, officials say, as rescue efforts continue. Rescuers in Utah scrambled Sunday to reach a skier left buried under an avalanche in the backcountry a day earlier, officials said. 2 skiers triggered the avalanche around 3:30 p.m. on Saturday in an area known as Square Top, located outside the resort boundaries near Park City Mountains Canyon Village, the Summit County Sheriff's Office said in a news release. One skier escaped the avalanche and dug to their buried friend.
Fox report. UK school principal plans to come out to pupils, staff during online assembly. The principal of an exclusive private school plans to make history in the UK by coming out as gay during an online assembly. Nicholas Hewlett, the head of the $25,000 a year St. Dunstan's College in Catford, southeast London, told the Sunday Times of London that he plans to discuss his sexuality and marriage to another teacher during an assembly Monday. It is thought to be the first time a principal will come out in front of his pupils and staff in the UK, the paper said.
BBC report. Tigray crisis, genocidal war waged in Ethiopia region, says ex-leader. Debretsion Gebremichael urged the international community to investigate the alleged atrocities. The Ethiopian government said his claims were unfounded, and his forces were guilty of horrendous crimes. Conflict broke out in November after Mr. Debretzion's forces captured Ethiopian government military bases in Tigray. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy responded by ordering a ground and air offensive, which led to his troops capturing the regional capital, Mekelle. On the 28th of November, Mr. Debretsion fled the capital with fighters from his Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF) and vowed to resist federal control over the region.
Fox report. French citizens protest against Amazon for small-town facility, precarious, workers' rights. Demonstrators formed a human chain as they rallied against Amazon's plan to build a facility in a small French town, according to reports. Hundreds of people gathered in rallies across France to protest Amazon's plans to expand operations in the country. In the town of Fournes, between 800 and 1,000 people formed a human chain around a 400,000 square feet facility that Amazon had established, Al Jazeera reported.
Deutsche Welle report. COVID, Germany sends medical team and gear to Portugal. Germany's military is preparing to deploy medical personnel and equipment to Portugal as the country struggles to cope with a surge in coronavirus cases, the Defense Ministry in Berlin announced on Sunday. Portugal asked the German government for help because of a lack of available hospital intensive care unit beds. Lisbon declared on Saturday that only 7 of 850 ICU beds set up for COVID-19 cases on mainland Portugal were vacant.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.